Well, hello. I thought we'd start out with a little bit of Lemmy. Say hi, Lemmy. She's like, I'd rather bite your hand. Okay. All right. How are you doing, folks? Welcome to Bedtime Stories with Pastor Michelle. And tonight, and here is Lemmy's favorite bone. Tonight's story comes to you, and she's playing around with it. From Winnie the Pooh. That is so it's another book, another story about Pooh. Can't have enough Pooh. All right, so that never gets old to me. All right, so tonight's story is called Rabbit's Frightful Garden. There we go. And I know many of you are probably doing a lot of gardening these days. I know I do not have a green thumb, or whatever you call the thumb. So we've not been doing much gardening at all, but kudos to all of you out there that are doing amazing things, growing vegetables, growing flowers, just kudos. So tonight's story, Rabbit's Frightful Garden. So let's gather up and let's listen. Rabbit woke up bright and early. He had a lot of work to do in his garden. There was just one problem. Rabbit had lent all his tools to his friends, and they hadn't returned them. Meanwhile, Pooh and Piglet were enjoying breakfast with Kanga when Roo bounced in with a bunch of wildflowers. Well, thank you, Roo, Kanga exclaimed, giving him a kiss. Let me just trim these. She rummaged around in a kitchen drawer where she came across Rabbit's gardening shears. Oh no, Kanga said, I never returned these to Rabbit after... Sorry, it disconnected for a minute. All right. That reminds me, said Piglet, I still have Rabbit's rake, and Pooh, I'll bet you still have Rabbit's shovel. The friends decided the neighborly thing to do would be to return Rabbit's tools right away. When they arrived at Rabbit's house, though, their friend was not at home. He was on his way to their houses to get his tools back. Rabbit's garden could use some work, Kanga said. Why don't we take care of it for him as a way of saying that we're sorry for keeping his tools for so long? Everyone agreed that this was a splendid plan. When they had finished working, they spotted some birds hungrily eyeing the harvest. This garden needs a scarecrow, called Roo. The work crew sprang into action, and soon a towering scarecrow was planted right in the middle of the garden. Won't Rabbit be surprised? Piglet said proudly. When Rabbit returned home a few minutes later, he couldn't quite believe his eyes. First he looked at the vegetables all neatly picked. Then he looked at his garden tools, which had mysteriously reappeared. Finally, he looked at the strange scarecrow, which seemed to be looking right back at him. Did you do this? He stammered to the straw man. Just then a gust of wind knocked over the rake, resting on the scarecrow's arm. Convinced his garden was haunted, Rabbit turned and ran for his life. Ah, he screamed as he rushed past his friends. I told you he'd be surprised. And so, my friends, that is our story for tonight. So Rabbit thought that the scarecrow was a ghost, but I don't think it was. So I do hope all of you are doing as well as can be. Hang in there and just know and remember that you are loved. And I hope that helps you get through the days. Much love to all of you, and I hope you have sweet dreams.